We'll call the meeting to order at 6:32. And the first item is to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of August 14th.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The third item on the agenda, we're going to push it back just to give them a couple more minutes to make up to get here. Seeing as Robin hung around all this time. So we'll move to the fourth item of the agenda, which is to appoint Russ Marth to the Economic Development Commission. I thought we had already done this.
Yeah, me too.
But we can't find it in any of our minutes, so I guess we didn't. My recollection is not right. But we have a vacancy, and we can appoint Russ to that if he's actually been to a couple meetings already. So if we can get a motion to put him on there.
I'd like to appoint Russell Mark to the Economic Development Commission. Is there an expiration or is it?
There is 12/1/2018.
Okay.
Okay, seconded.
Any discussion? Russ has been around for a long time.
Yep, no, it's good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Audience of citizens. Any questions or concerns or thoughts?
Let's see. Reminder, we've got our 5 o'clock tomorrow with Peter Corcoran,
Yep.
and he's bringing with him Liz Greeter. So I'm assuming somewhere here in the company.
Yeah, probably right here.
Yeah.
And Dawn will be here, so.
Yeah. Were you at the point yet, Angus, where you needed help or wanted help with regard to the grant for the fire truck, or are we still?
We're hired. We haven't hired anyone yet. We're going to be sitting down with Dale Krug, who has been working with the town for 30 some odd years with grants.
Great.
He's aware of the program. I've spoken with FEMA a couple of times. We're going to have a list of things for the fire department to put in order prior to the application being. They haven't even opened it up yet. They're going to open it up probably sometime in October 1st.
Okay.
But Dale is coming down next week, and we'll sit down with him and go over expectations and all that kind of thing. So we're working on the schedule that we need to. There's actually Joe Courtney's office is putting on a big a meeting up in Lebanon for anyone that wants to attend. So we'll go up there too and see if they have anything different to offer, but FEMA's been very cooperative so far. Courtney's office has been full of information. We'll see when the rubber hits the road, when they actually get somebody down here to help with it. But
it's obvious the program's alive and well. There was a fire department in New London just got their grant for a new fire truck. So that was good news for those guys.
Yep, there's a lot. Deep River is amongst the numbers from Deep River, at least in talking with FEMA, we're right in the group of communities that are on the upper end of receiving these full grants. A lot of towns get, a couple $100,000 here and there, and if we get part, that's great. But if we get all of it, that's even that much better.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Is there a number of grants?
There are.
Is
I think there are 400 grants, but it's a nationwide program.
Correct.
Maybe it's fourth.
Nice.
There's a lot of grants that go out. I don't remember the number. I want to say it's 400.
I don't know if it was broke down per state.
Nope, I don't think so. It's by need.
Okay.
And we're right in the list of towns that need them. So
Excellent.
we pulled the trigger on the truck that we spoke of last meeting. Kind of got a hybrid. A body showed up, or not a body. We were getting ready to order, and they called up and said, "We just got a chassis that is exactly what you want, already painted red. We can really put whatever you want to on it." So
beautiful.
So we ended up doing that. So the final cost is $160,000. That includes the plow and modern sander and hybrid type of bed. It's not all stainless steel, but part stainless steel.
Good.
So
That's what we need.
that should help. The sander is what I think is going to be the trick. It's an automatic sander. It spreads sand based on the rotation of the wheels, tires. But it's also got some electronics connected to it so that you can pay attention to the sand and salt that gets spread on the road, and that's really kind of where things are headed. I expect in 10 years all of our trucks are going to have that and a GPS so that they can see exactly where the sand is going down. We just started paving up on Riverview. I expect, they look like they got everything cleaned up or taken apart today, so I imagine they'll be paving, and fully expect that'll be done before the weekend. We're making an application. I think we are going to, I'm pretty confident we're going to get reimbursed for the purchase of the compactor and also for the purchase of the cameras up at the two parks.
Oh, great.
Low SIP money that we had. So we're making that application right now, but it looks pretty good. So that'd be upwards of $57,000 we'll get back. And the biggest thing is school starts Thursday, so be careful on the roads. We have done a lot of work at the elementary school. As we talked about, we are not doing the roof in its entirety. We're going to be doing a patch, but we did put a lot of money into some of the heating system there. The valves were not, the indications are the valves were just too small to allow the amount of hot water to go through the pipes as needs to heat things like the library and the gymnasium efficiently. So we invested in that, and hopefully they'll be a little more comfortable over there. Although I think they'll be wishing for as much cold as they can get on Thursday when they come in. That's it for news from me. And I think John's not going to come, so I'm going to ask if we can get a motion to table item number 3, John Morrison, Connecticut.
So moved.
Second.
We'll bring that up next month. Just for FYI, he's Connecticut Sign. He bought and leases property at the industrial park about 2 years ago. He closed. He has had some concerns for 2 years, 3 years about the taxes that he pays up there. He and I have talked. He and Robin and I have talked at length, and he felt as if he wanted to talk to the entire board. So Robin was much more involved in the negotiations than I was, because he bought the place. Really, they started with Dick, and the closing was just not even a month after I took office. So,
And he's complaining that the taxes are too high?
well, I will let him
Yeah, okay.
tell the story. I haven't spoken to him in a good number of months, but yeah, he's not complaining that they're too low. So. He believes that there was an agreement in place, but there's no real record of it. There's nothing signed and all that kind of stuff. So, but he'll be in a couple of weeks and talk about it. Okay. Unless there's anything else, we'll have a motion to adjourn. Jane.
Yeah. Although the federal government does not believe in climate change, are we prepared for increasingly awful winters?
We're as prepared as we can be for any of those things. There are programs that the state puts on quite a bit, working not just with winter times, but also with spring storms, floods, and that kind of thing. FEMA and the town is pretty involved in that. The MS4 program has a little bit to do with that, not a lot, but just making sure the drainage is clear. As far as the winter goes, we are as prepared as we can be. Our budget is...
Do we have sand and salt
Yeah.
somewhere on our...
Yes, we do. We have I can't tell you the number of tons that we have, but we've got a pretty large supply of sand that's mixed with salt up at the garage, and then we have on the side of that, we have pure salt.
Did we use all of it last year?
We used all of it 3 times last year. We don't have enough for a whole winter. We get enough for, I think our salt shed, sand and salt shed is enough for probably 3 or 4 storms, depending on the storms. Last year, if you remember, we had a lot of storms that didn't drop a lot of snow, but snowed for a long time. So you had 12 hours of people going out and spreading sand and salt and things like that. So it ate up a lot of it. But yeah, we're as prepared as we can be, and we're as prepared as anybody around us for more bigger storms. It's just really the only way that we could prepare better is to budget more for overtime and for sand and salt.
I was just
Yeah.
asking about,
That's
thinking
the
about
only thing.
overtime.
That's the only thing that we could, that bit us last year with overtime. We went over a little bit with that. And materials, sand and salt, and we budgeted accordingly this year, but certainly not, trying to keep the budget in control. We didn't budget for, for a lot of storms. We budgeted more than we did the previous year. So we're trying to be ready for it. And the hope is that it stays
Mild
like
winter.
this for a long time. We have a
Mild
mild winter.
winter.
You just
It's
never
gotta be
know.
cooler.
You just don't know what's going to happen. The weather, I suppose 100 years ago people were saying the weather is acting weird for the last few years. It always seems like it's weird, but it seems to me that like the whole earth got kicked on it off its axis or something. Spring starts later, summer starts later, fall starts later, winter lasts longer. So anyway, is that it?
Yep.
Great. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.